Hey everyone, Sam Ovens here, and in this video, I want to give you some tools to plan for the new year. This is a good time to start reflecting on the year that's been and the year that's coming, and thinking, what do we want to achieve in that year? And I'm going to show you some good ways to do this, like how to run through a process, to reflect, to think about what you want to achieve, and then I'm also going to give you some tools that you can use to actually put this into practice and execute it and implement it so that you can actually achieve what you want or what you plan for. Because it's not just about planning, it's about planning and then achieving. And the reason why I want to do this video for you is because really what the most fun is that you can really have in life that I found is to basically create your own world. You know, a lot of people just go out and they live each day and they're basically living in a world that's been made and built by other people, but they never think about creating their own world. And really the masters in business and in sports and in everything, they've really just built their own world. And when you start to do this, life gets really fun and really rewarding. And the way to create your own world is to basically start from the macro big picture view and to basically start by defining the future that you want 10, 20, 30 years out or more, and then reverse engineer it all the way back to today, to the small micro tasks that you need to complete in order to make that macro long-term goal come true. And this is a real art and skill to be able to make that happen, to be able to think so far out, collapse it back to today, and then get going on it today. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do in today's video. So here's the 4 tools. The first one is vision, mission, and principles. So I'm going to show you how you can define them. I'm going to give you some examples, and I'm going to give you some worksheets that you can use so that you can define yours today. The second one is the War Map Calendar. This is a tool that you can use so that you can plan your attack for the new year, plot in your major initiatives and things, and then execute them and keep track of them and monitor them day to day. The third one is called the RICE Project Scoring Tool. This is a tool that you can plot initiatives and projects in, and then you can score them according to a basket of different metrics, and then using a simple algorithm we prioritize the ones that have the most impact towards achieving your vision, mission, and principles, and then those are the ones that we plot in the War Map Calendar. So all 4 of these tools all interconnect and they all feed each other. And then the 4th tool is the health tracking sheet, and this is how you track your inputs and outputs on a daily basis so that you can optimize everything from food, sleep, to supplements, to exercise, to productivity and focus and energy. You can optimize everything towards achieving your vision, mission, and principles. So these 4 tools together combined, they're a serious weapon. I'm giving them all to you today for free. So let's jump into them. Let's cover tool number 1 first, vision, mission, and principles. Now, why do we need these? Why don't we just get started? Like, why do we have to have vision, mission, and principles? Well, vision, mission, and principles, they really drive behavior and man's search for meaning. So our primary drive in life is not pleasure, but the discovery and pursuit of what we personally find meaningful. And we want to know the meaning of our existence, our purpose, and our place on earth. That's really what people are looking for, right? And only a very few people find it. But, once you find it, everything changes for you. And through this video and this process today, I want to help more people find this. And here's the big mistake I see a lot of entrepreneurs make. So most entrepreneurs set out to solve incremental problems like helping plumbers get hot water cylinder repair clients. And this quest requires no real vision, no principles, no culture, and it's not motivating enough for the founder to get out of bed, yet alone rally an army of people to help you see it through. And this is actually how I got started, helping plumbers get hot water cylinder repair clients. I started small, but once I was able to help plumbers get hot water cylinder repair clients, which didn't take very long, I kind of got bored, and it was hard to get out of bed each day. And I certainly couldn't attract the smartest minds in the world. I certainly couldn't get that excited about it because I really had no vision, no mission or principles, and it was just a small thing. And what I learned is that small gets small. And if your vision is to get a Ferrari and make $100,000 a year, you'll probably get it, but you won't be driven to go for more. And personal wealth and possession goals are lousy short-term motivators with no philosophy or principles. And, I kept setting my sights on small personal wealth and possession goals, but I kept plateauing all the time, and I kept getting into these small businesses that didn't really have much meaning or vision behind them. They were basically just vehicles to help enrich myself, and that ended up making me some money, but then I was kind of lost all the time and always looking for something more. And really what I found is through a lot of cycling through these small visions and achieving them and slightly incrementally increasing them each time, that I just figured, well, why don't I just set my targets on something big? Something that that's daunting and I can just wake up every day and work towards. And when I did that, everything changed. And you really want to set your sights on something that's bigger than you. And if your vision is to enrich yourself and get a car, you won't be able to rally an army of people to help you. Imagine trying to go out and recruit the top talent and say, hey, everyone, you should all come work for me because we're going to help me get a car. Yeah, not going to work. And then imagine trying to say that to yourself every morning. Oh, I should really get out of bed and go hard today because I really want to get that car. Yeah, it's pretty lousy. And to unlock deeper levels of drive within yourself, to really find and dig deep this fire that's really going to take you to the next level, and to attract an army of talent, the vision and the mission must be bigger than you. And really, your vision, mission, and principles are the DNA of everything to come. So your vision, mission, and principles are the DNA, not just for your personal behavior, but your decisions and motivation, and your entire team's behavior and your entire team's decisions and motivation. And everything that happens in the future will be based off this blueprint. So if you look at any major company that's really succeeded, like Google, Facebook, Amazon, if you look at all of these companies, they had very clear vision, missions, and principles, and they stuck to them. They didn't change them. And really, if you look at the company that it is today, it's grown off of that framework and that DNA. And companies without this, they lose their identity. Like with a little bit of growth, and as they add more components into the system, it loses its identity, it starts conflicting with itself, and it starts fighting itself, and then it starts self-destructing, and it blows up, right? That's what happens to most companies. So you need to really be intentional about this from the start and deliberate about this from the start, and then make sure that everyone adheres to the strict blueprint. Because conceptual integrity is one of the most important things in the architecture of a company's design. And what I mean by this is most entrepreneurs don't think about this shit. Most entrepreneurs are just thinking about a funnel or a website or an ad or some crap like this. But what you'll learn is when you get a bit more experienced in business is that you need to think mostly about the architecture of your entire organization. Like, what is our culture? How are all the people in our company going to think? What principles are they, adhering to when they go through and make their decisions and trade-offs every day? And what's that Polaris star, that North Star that everyone's got their eyes fixated on and is, going towards? If you don't have these things, then your team will just be a bunch of people aiming in different directions and fighting each other, and basically you'll be paying them to self-destruct your own company. And so conceptual integrity is when everybody is looking at the same goal, everyone is striving and making progress towards the same goal, and everyone is applying the same framework, concepts, philosophy, vision, mission, principles in order to achieve that same goal. That is where the power comes in. And this is why vision, mission, and principles are so important. Not only to unlock more drive from yourself, get yourself more focused and motivated, but to give yourself sense of direction. What am I working on today? Well, I know because it's defined. But to also give your team that, it's very important. It's probably one of the most important things. And everything, like your goals, your schedule, your product, your initiatives, everything is going to derive from this. This is the nexus of everything. What you really need to think about, and this is a good thing to think about at this time of the year, but why are you doing this? The power of why. Why? You really want to ask yourself why. And what I've found is a lot of people get into business and they kind of forget why they're in business. And maybe the reason why they first got into business was small, like they just wanted to get a car, and then they got that car years ago, and they've kind of forgotten, well, now their purpose isn't obviously to get that car because they've got it. But now they're kind of meandering around and wondering, like, what am I doing? And they've lost their purpose, their sense of purpose. They've lost their sense of direction. And so it's so important to think about why you're doing this. And here's some good questions to ask yourself to really trigger some interesting thoughts. So who would care if you went out of business tomorrow or stopped doing what you're doing? Would the future of the world be any different if you stopped doing your work? Why do you exist? Why does your company exist other than for the purpose of making money? And why do you get out of bed every morning? And why do you need to make sacrifices for this thing? And why should others quit their jobs, relocate, work overtime and on weekends for this thing? And why should anybody care about the work you're doing? These are powerful questions to ask yourself over this break to think about why you're doing this. So I've shown you why vision, mission, and principles are important. And I've also shown you some questions you can ask yourself to really unlock the reasons why. But now what I'm going to show you is a worksheet that you can use to define your company's purpose and state and define your vision, mission, and principles. And I've got some examples to show you as well. So this is included as a worksheet that's available for download beneath this video in the resources section. And I'll show you it. It's just a PDF and it's called Vision, Mission, and Principles. And what you can do is you can just click here to get the Google Doc. And then what you can do is you go File, Make a Copy, and then you can make a copy of this in your own Google Drive, and then you can edit it. And you can actually just write into the document, right? Because in the PDF you can't write into it. So I suggest go grab the Google Doc. And so here it says, why do you and your company exist other than for the purpose of making money? This is the true acid test of a company's purpose and whether it really matters. And if you want your company to be successful, it has to matter to you and to other people. It has to mean something. And you can use this worksheet to define your company's vision, mission, and principles. And I've also included some examples here. So what we do is we start by defining the problem. Because if we trace a company back to its first principles, it always starts from a problem. Someone will see a problem in the world and they don't like it. So they're like, oh, I'm going to solve that problem, right? And I'll give you an example. Elon Musk saw that, we weren't really making any progress towards making cars electric. So he thought, well, I'm going to fix that. And then he also saw that we weren't really making any progress towards space. So he thought, I'm going to fix that, right? It always starts from a problem. And you want to start by defining the problem you see in the world, who experiences it, why it's important, and why you feel compelled to fix it. And you want to state that problem here. And then your vision. Where do you want to go? And your vision statement gives the company direction. It's the future of the business, which then provides the purpose. And the vision statement is about what you want to become. It's aspirational. And you want to write your vision here. Now, this can be quite hard to do when you first start thinking about it. So my recommendation is start with the problem. Then your vision should really be, just think about it as a future. So 20, 30 years from now, what will the world look like because of the work that you do? How will the world be different? Just imagine the image and the picture of the future. And then that's your vision. It's that vision of the future collapsed into words. And then your mission. How do you plan to get there? So your mission statement talks about how you will get to where you want to be in the future, and it's more grounded in today's reality, goals, and immediate actions. And you want to write your mission here. Now, it's quite hard to do this when you first start out. And so to help you with that, I've included for download beneath this video another PDF called Vision, Mission, and Principles Examples. And here I've included some of the world's most successful companies as examples. And as you'll see, boldness and clarity of purpose are directly correlated to success. And if you're going to think, you may as well think big. And so here's a whole bunch of them, and this will help get you thinking. So Apple, the problem: computers are complex, ugly, expensive, and non-intuitive, and only used by scientists at large corporations. They should be available for everybody. That was the problem. The vision: to make a contribution by making tools for the mind that advance humankind. The original vision and mission from Steve Jobs back in the day. And then the mission: to make simple, intuitive, beautiful products anybody can use to learn about and express themselves. And then here's their principles: make great products, simplicity, saying no. And then here's Microsoft. Computers are expensive, complex, and out of reach of the average person. Their vision: to empower every person and every organization to achieve more. And here's the mission, which is very cool: a computer on every desk and in every home. So can you imagine back at the time that Bill Gates defined this? Everyone would have thought, oh wow, what a pipe dream. Bill Gates is an idiot. Well, now look, there's more than one computer in every home. There's something like 1.5 or 1.7 computers. So, there's more than 100% penetration. And so this actually came true. It came more than true. And so this is why this is so powerful. Imagine back when, Microsoft was younger. What is everyone doing at Microsoft? Well, they're just trying to make computers that are user-friendly and affordable and widely available so that everyone in the world can have one on their desk, right? and then here's their principles, and then here's Google's one. Problem, the world's information is disorganized and out of reach. Vision, to provide access to the world's information in a click. And here's their principles. Here's Tesla. Here's Amazon, SpaceX, Uber, and consulting.com. Right? So you can scroll through these and use them to get some ideas and inspiration, but ultimately, your vision, mission, and principles must be your own. So start by defining the problem, then your vision, then your mission, and then we get through into the principles. And principles are like, what fundamental beliefs is your philosophy and worldview built on? And your principles are fundamental truths or propositions that serve as the foundation for you, your team, and your customers' belief system, behavior, and chain of reasoning. These are crucial. I totally overlooked these earlier on in my life and in business. I didn't really operate personally with principles, and I didn't really operate in business with principles. I certainly didn't organize my team and manage my team and hire different people according to principles. And it was chaos, and I never really got very far. But once I started to have principles, everything changed, because you get that conceptual integrity. You're not changing your mind about things all the time. This is it. And when you hire people, this is it. If someone doesn't adhere to these, well, they're fired. If someone really understands these, then they're good. It gives you a measuring stick, and it gives you something that you can use so that it makes life more simple and business and decision-making more simple. It's a belief system. And belief systems are built up on some core, basic, fundamental truths. And these are what we call your principles, right? And to help you with these, to help you define these, I have got the examples here. So for every company, I've stated their principles as well. Like Google's, focus on the user and all else will follow. It's best to do one thing really, really well. Fast is better than slow, right? Tesla's, move fast, do the impossible, constantly innovate. Amazon, customer obsession, ownership, invent and simplify, right? All of these companies are relentless about their principles. If you talk to anyone that works at Amazon or Google or Tesla, you will know that, when they will tell you that, their principles, vision, and mission are like the cornerstone of the whole company. If they're in a meeting, they'll pull up the principles, vision, and mission. And then they'll be like, well, how is this decision, looking at these, what decision is best to achieve these, right? So they're always using it as the comparison and the measuring stick and the calibration tool for all of the decisions that are made at every level, in every facet, in every single moment of the organization's evolution. So this is why this is something you define at the nexus level. And by nexus, I mean the inception of the thing. And then from there, as actions are taken, decisions are made, time accrues, and as different humans are plugged in, and then their decisions in time starts to accrue, and products are made, and all of these things are started to develop, all of them should adhere to the DNA of this. And without this, like I said, you'll just build a machine that self-destructs. And so this can take some time. And that's why this is a good time of the year to really pause, take a few days out, go somewhere quiet, turn your phone off, get off social media and all of that, and really think about this. And so both of these, the examples and the worksheet, available for download beneath this video in the resources. And here's how I simplified consulting.com's basic vision, mission, and principles into one sheet. Because once you've really thought about it, it takes days. It takes, sometimes it takes more than a week to think about this stuff. And you might write pages and pages of stuff. But then you have to just boil it down and crystallize it down into something this simple. Because you need everybody to follow it. And you need to read it like every day. And you need it to be memorable. And so that means it has to be reduced down into something this simple. If you write an entire thesis and then expect everybody to read it and remember it in your whole company, and you to read it and remember it every day, you're kidding yourself. It has to be this simple. And so here we've got consulting.com, the company. Problem: education systems are not educating people. That is the biggest problem that I see in the world that I want to fix. So the mission: to collectively educate every human on earth. All right? And as you can see, I have decided to aim a lot higher from the days of helping plumbers get hot water cylinder clients. But I've learned, small gets small, big gets big. Whatever you set the intent on, it basically becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And then, so we started from the problem, from that we got the mission, and now we need to define the principles that we need to adhere to in order to achieve this mission and solve this problem. So number 1, student obsessed. What's best for the student is what's best for everyone. Laser focused. Keep the main thing, eliminate distraction. High standards. Great just isn't good enough. And this is a good one because, sometimes we've had people in our company that do work that's not bad, but it's just good, and a lot of people in a lot of companies think that if they just don't do anything wrong and they just do good work, that's fine. That's all they need to do. And that might be fine in some companies, but not in mine. People that just do good drive me insane, and I can't stand it. But really it was my own fault because I had never defined this and made it clear to people. And so, I have excruciatingly high standards. They are obscenely high. People would complain that they are too high, but I refuse to lower the bar. And so people have to either get to that height or go. And that's important. And then long-term thinking. Make short-term sacrifices for long-term success. So if people are caught thinking short-term, then they have no place in this organization. Lean and frugal. Constraints breed resourcefulness. Do more with less. Be scientific. Reason from first principles. Use data. Test and iterate. I really can't stand tradition or the status quo or people that reason from emotion or based on their opinion. Those people infuriate me. And I like people who think like scientists and engineers. And they use clean thinking, clean logic, and they use data and scientific method. And then go all in. So commit fully. Work hard, take initiative, and get things done. Full transparency. Be brutally honest and transparent. Even if it hurts, it helps. So I don't ever want someone to not say something because they're worried about hurting someone's feelings, right? Personal attacks are not okay. But if you give someone feedback and then that feedback hurts their emotions and they complain about that, then we're never going to go anywhere, and that has to stop. Because with feedback helps someone improve. And it's not an attack on the person. It's feedback so the person can improve. And question everything. Ask why and hold nothing sacred in pursuit of the truth. And invent impossible. Doesn't exist, doesn't stop us from inventing it. So this is the problem, the mission, and our principles at consulting.com. And this is what I'm doing. And what I recommend you do is take the time to go through those worksheets, then create one single slide like this. Reduce it down to one page. Print it out, and then frame it. And then put it on your desk so that you see it every single day, multiple times a day. And what I can show you is this little frame that I got. It's $11.66, but I just got one of these. You can get one on Amazon, and then you just print out your one page like this, and then you just put it in here. And then you put it on your desk, and I see it every day. I look at it multiple times a day, and it actually makes a difference. It starts to get driven into your mind, and it becomes something you think about all the time by default when you do that. So I highly recommend it. Now, that is vision, mission, and principles. Why they're important, how to think about them, the process that you can work through in order to define your own, and how you can reduce that information into a single sheet and frame it and put it somewhere where you're going to see it every day. That's that process done from end to end. Now let's talk about tool number 2, the War Map Calendar. And now that we've defined your vision, mission, and principles, now you have a belief system, a philosophy, and a worldview, and you also know the problem you're attacking, and you know the future that you want to create. Now you've got some real purpose, but purpose isn't enough. It has to get executed. It has to get done in order for it to come true, right? People who just think about things and don't take violent action never get those things, and they are delusional. So I don't believe in the law of attraction, the way people think that you can just think about something, hold it in your mind, and it will come true. That's bullshit. I tried it, and I try it I try it every now and then just for fun. I sit down and I think about something and it doesn't happen. And if I think about something and then hold it in my mind and then take the action, it always happens. So, it's pretty easy to run one of these split tests. A, don't take action, just think about it. B, think about it and take action. You will quickly find which one works. And so I believe in the law of action. And once we know what we want, don't get me wrong, the thinking about it part and defining it in your mind and envisioning it, that's important. That is just as important as action, because action without purpose and direction will just be used poorly and you'll go nowhere. You might even go backwards. But that alone is not enough. You need to execute. And I use something called the War Map calendar to make sure that I execute and achieve this goal. So, beneath this video in the resources section, I've included a link to the War Map calendar, and it looks like this. And what you can do is you can just click File, make a copy, and save it to your Google Drive. That way you'll be able to edit it. You won't be able to edit this one. This one is the template. So, how this works is on this first tab is the dashboard. You can plot your key initiatives. And what I'll do is I'll just actually make a copy of this one so that as I edit it, I'm not overwriting the main one. And so what you basically do is you can plot in your key initiatives. Like, let's say you have to do some live events, or you've got some family vacations or whatever. You plot those in first. And so let's say right here I'm taking a vacation. I might just go and plot this red, and then I will go here and write family vacation, right? You want to start by plotting in these key events that are happening from a bird's eye view. And then once you've plotted in those key sort of things that you want to achieve, then we go down and we break it into small pieces and daily actions. Now, the best way to think about this is your vision, mission, and principles. So we come back to these and we look at this, right? Well, if I want to solve this problem and achieve this mission and adhere to these principles, then what do I need to do this year to achieve that? Because this is a long-term goal. So, to do this, it'd probably take me 30 years or more. And so, I need to think that far out, but then I need to come all the way back to today and then think about what things need to happen this year. And that's your yearly goals. And you want to have 5 to 10 yearly goals, annual goals that you want to achieve by the end of the year. What has to have come true? And these should be things like, they could be number of customers, how much revenue or profit, or key people you need to hire, or teams you need to establish and put in place, or products that need to be built or improved, and different key things that need to happen in order for this to be built, right? That's how you think about it. And here you're plotting in the key milestones for the year, and then we go into this monthly view. So you can see Jan, Feb, all the way through to December. And in this monthly view, you just want to plot the daily actions. Now, people often ask me well, do you plan into the details for the whole year in advance? The answer is no. That is a silly thing to do. You want to start by looking at the end goal, vision, mission, principles, collapse that back to the year. What are the 10 things you want to achieve, 5 to 10 things you want to achieve this year? And then where are those 5 to 10 things going to be implemented to be all achieved by the end of this year? Because some things have to go before other things. There are dependencies and different things have to be built before other things can be built. And you need to plot them all in when you're going to work on each one. And so some projects like making a product might take 3 months, but some projects like making a new website or whatever might take 2 weeks. And you want to plot in these core things, the 5 to 10 goals you want to achieve by the end of the year. Where is the work going to take place, and for how long is that work going to take place in order to achieve those 5 to 10 things? You're not plotting in here small little things, like creating an ad or whatever. No, that doesn't go in here. Just the big things, the goals, the work that needs to be done to achieve the goal. Plot that first. And so I plan that from the start of the year. But then when it comes to months, I only really plan in detail the month in advance. So if it's around this time of the year, I will plot this, and then I will plot probably January, the whole of January, or at least the first kind of 15 days of Jan. I might have major milestones out here, but daily initiatives, I'm generally only planning a max of about 15 days out. I would say key milestones and initiatives are going to be plotted 30 days out. daily actions are only going to be plotted about 7 to 14 days out, but key goals are going to be plotted 12 months out. And the vision, well, that's 30 years out or more, right? And so that's really how it works. And so here what you can do is you can plot in we've started here with the 5 to 10 things we want to achieve by the end of the year. Now you can say the key things that must be achieved this month. You could plot like number 1 is to build new website. Number 2 might be to build a new product, right? And then number 3 might be grow sales to 500K for the month. Then it might be number 4, hire 2 new sales reps. That might be the 4 things that I need to achieve this month. And so now to build the website might be like, let's say it's 6 days work. So each day I'd be like build new website, right? And then each day as I go through here, the day that's current, like the day that would be today, I'd highlight that yellow. Then when that day is done, I would strike it out, make it gray, and then I would make the next day yellow. And so I do this every day and I work through like this. So I always know what today is. The previous days are struck out. If I said I was going to complete something here, like let's say here I was going to hire new sales rep, and let's say I didn't actually achieve that, then I would move it over into the next day, hire new sales rep. And this is a really good method because you'll start to notice that the things that you keep carrying over, you know you've got a blockage there. Either there's an emotional attachment to this thing that makes it painful and you're avoiding it and it keeps getting put off and it keeps getting dragged, right? The beauty of this system is it makes it painful. You have to keep adding this damn thing in each day. That's good. You want to be reminded of how unproductive you are. You know, you don't want to escape the pain and just like hide it. Oh, don't show me this thing that I keep putting off. No, don't be so weak. Do it. And this system is designed to make you feel pain if you're not doing what you should be doing, because you should be doing what you're supposed to do, right? And so you keep working along here, and your daily actions that need to be taken are plotted in here. And as you achieve them, you just highlight this gray, strike it out, make the new day yellow. Now, typically what I'm doing is I always plan tomorrow today. So at 9:30 p.m. at night, I will strike this out, and I'll highlight the next day, and I'll plan exactly what has to happen tomorrow. And then I will write down in 30-minute increments exactly what I'm going to do the next day. So that then when I go to sleep, my subconscious mind is already crunching through it. It's already working. And then when I wake up, I don't have to spend a single second thinking, what should I do? I know what I need to do. And when should I do it? What is the order and the prioritization that it should be done? No need for thought, only action, because it has been defined. And then same thing with my months, same thing with my years, same thing with all years, all months, all days, even 30-minute increments, all the way to this in 30 years. So that's how it happens. You think about the end state, the future you want, you collapse it down into smaller chunks. So 30-year vision, 1-year goal, monthly goals, quarterly goals, weekly goals, daily objectives, minute-by-minute actions, and then execution, execution, execution. That is how you get to where you want to go, not by any other reason. You know, luck is the residue of good design. So, success isn't born, it's made. And, people don't just by accident get the future they want. You have to be intentional and deliberate about it. Think out to the end, collapse it back to today, plan everything meticulously. Don't waste a single minute of any day and get to work.
This is the new warm-up improved. The main features are you can have this automatic highlights of the day. It is made with the macro, so you can see here the day. And I can really change here I can make February, and it will automatically show the days, so you can put here your main tasks. It's just I've put here also the rise score, so it's much easier, and the dashboard is the same. So the main improvement is made by some automatic things here, like if I put the January and you have it here. So if you have some pain to put the 20, you have the 22 of January, you can just copy and paste this and make it every year. So I made this so you don't have to go through the same I have in those years. So I hope you enjoy, and peace.
So that's the warm app calendar. You can get it beneath this video in the resources section. Now the third tool, the RICE project scoring tool. So you use this tool to prioritize projects in order of the impact that they have towards your vision, mission, and principles. And this is available for download in the resources section beneath this video. It's a Google Doc. To get it, you just go File, make a copy, save it to your drive. You can't edit this version. Now here, we have a prioritization function. So let's say you've started with your vision, mission, and principles, right? Back here, you know where you want to go. You break it down into some goals. Like let's say you break it down into like 10 goals for this next year. And then you kind of plot your 10 goals in here from a high level view. But let's say you have some trouble. Like let's say you come up with like 20 goals and you're like, oh, this is too many. And you need to reduce it down. Some need to get cut. And then let's say you have 10 goals, but you're wondering what order they should be executed in. Or let's say, you've got one goal defined for January, but you need to know what order the core pieces should be implemented, right? Prioritization is a key function, and most humans suck at it. So I decided to just build a little tool to help humans be a little bit more rational. And so here you list your different projects, like let's say new website, new webinar, new funnel, new whatever. And then you define these parameters. So reach, and it says here, how many customers will this project impact over a single quarter? So how many people is this going to reach? How many customers, right? Impact. How much will this project increase conversion rate when a customer encounters it? So impact might be about conversion. It might be towards like value to your customer. It might be towards impact towards revenue. It's basically impact towards your vision, mission, and principles. Remember, everything is derived from this. So how much reach does it have in terms of people that need to be influenced? How much impact does it have in terms of solving this problem and achieving this mission? And then, how much confidence do you have in this initiative? How much confidence do you have that it will reach this many people and have an impact of this? And so with impact, we just list on this scale here, minimal 0.25, massive 3, right? So if you think, this is kind of, I'm unsure about this, well, your confidence would be low. If you have a lot of conviction, your confidence will be higher, right? Then effort. So effort is estimated in man months. And so that's number of person months, basically. So, one person working for 1 month would be one person working for 1 week would be 0.25. One person working for 2 weeks would be 0.5. 2 people working for 1 week would be 0.5, right? Plot that in. And then you need to state these inputs. Given these inputs, this basic algorithm here, which you can see its function, it will just tell you a score, RICE score. And RICE stands for Reach, Impact, Confidence, Effort, RICE, right? Now, the higher the RICE score, the higher the priority, right? And what you want to do is then just list the order of them. So once you see all your different projects or initiatives and the RICE score, which one is the highest? Well, number 1 would be new webinar. Number 2 is hire a media buyer. Number 3 is new funnel, right? Number 4 is sales team. Number 5 is this. Once you have them ranked like that, then you can just plot in when you're going to be doing it. So month is going to be January, start date here, finish date, right? Once you've done this here, then you're able to better prioritize how this gets plotted in here. And whenever you're unsure of what your priorities are, use the RICE project scoring tool. It will make your priorities more rational, more logical, more data-driven, and more scientific than what you'll be able to cook up in your own mind. So use it and then plot it, because we humans are bad at prioritizing. We humans are also bad at planning and remembering and sticking to a plan and doing it. So, really we're not good at any of that stuff. So we have to use tools, and these tools are powerful. And so that is the RICE project scoring tool. Now let's talk about the fourth tool, the health tracking sheet. So use this tool to track your daily inputs and outputs. Optimize everything for your vision, mission, and principles. And this is a cool little tool. So It's available for download beneath this video in the resources section. It's just a simple Google Doc. You open it up, you go File, you go make a copy, save it to your drive. You won't be able to edit this one. All right. Now here you've got on this first tab a dashboard. So here it shows you your key stats for like month by month and an annual view. And then in each month we break it down into detail. So we've got date, and then here we've got a bunch of different things. So we're looking at what time did you go to sleep? What time did you wake up? Sleep start, sleep end. What was the total sleep duration? What was your awake time? What was your light sleep time? Your REM, rapid eye movement, deep sleep, and all of this. What was your heart rate? What was your, what was your everything? Now you're probably thinking, well, where do I get a lot of these different things from, right? Now, anyone can list sleep start and sleep end and sleep duration, right? These are simple. You don't need anything to do that. But if you want to get the more granular data, which I highly recommend doing, you can go to auraring.com and then you can buy this ring. I use it every day. This thing is seriously worth the money. And I just get the balance, and it's $2.99. It's worth it. It will add years to your life if you use it and actually, make some changes. But what I've found is that it's pretty hard to use this and not make changes to your life. Because when you're made aware of things, your behavior changes, right? Behavior change happens with awareness, and this ring brings awareness to something that has been previously unaware to your mind. And that is the quality of your sleep. So it'll give you all of these metrics. So I recommend you buy it, you plot all of that. But if you don't have enough money to buy it, or if you're stupid and you do have enough money to buy it, but you choose not to buy it instead, which if you do that, you're really stupid, then you can just plot in sleep start and sleep end. And you plot in all of these things every day, and then you look at your readiness score and your sleep score, and then in these columns, we input things. So like, how alert was I feeling today? What is my mood like? Soreness is how sore am I from the gym and working out. Then meditation time. How much meditation did I do today? I meditate 20 minutes a day every day. Highly recommend it. It'll change your life. And then mindset. Did I look at my vision, mission, and principles? Did I look at what I'm doing on this earth today? Yes. What is my diet like? So a clean, lean diet, the diet plan that I have, that would be, if I stuck to that, it would be a 1. If I just had one-off snack or a couple of snacks, then it would be a 2. And if I completely botch my diet by eating some ice cream or chocolate or something like that, then it's a 3, right? 1, 2, or 3. Then supplements. This is just 0, 1, binary state. Did I take my supplements today? Yes or no? 0, 1. Workout. Did I work out today? Yes or no? Work start time. What time did I start working? Work end time. What time did I stop working? Work duration. Simply this, the difference. Then what was my output at work like today? Did I get a lot of things done? And output is simply a measurement of the execution of the things that are on your war map. So if everything got struck off and executed, then output is 90, 100%. If you didn't do anything from that, then it's 0. Your focus. How focused were you at getting the things on your war map done? If you didn't do really anything that was plotted here, and you did a whole bunch of other shit instead, then your focus is terrible. Focus is simply stating your intention and then executing on that intention and not deviating, not getting distracted. That's focus. Then plan tomorrow today. Did you plan tomorrow today? Simply yes or no. And then reading. Did you read a book? Improve your knowledge. How do you know what to read? Well, books that will help you achieve this. Everything comes from this. We're optimizing our health and our sleep and our behavior for this. We're optimizing who we hire, who we fire for this. We're optimizing products and projects and initiatives for this, KPIs and metrics for this. We're optimizing our sleep, our heart rate. We're optimizing everything for this. That's why when we're reading, it's going to be a book that is instrumental to achieving that. And then I have a live-in personal trainer who audits this every day and makes sure that I'm stating it accurately. And then what happens is you'll get a nice bird's eye view of everything that happened day to day, and then at the bottom it will summarize the month. And so you'll see how you are day to day, you'll see how you are for the month, and then here you'll see how you are month to month and at an annual level for the entire year. This stuff here is powerful, because how do you not achieve what you want in life? Well, it really starts with this. If you don't state this, then you won't get this. But if you do state this and you don't plan it out, then you won't execute it. So once you've stated that, then you need to break it down, chunk it, and plan it here. But if you only plan at a high level and you don't plan at a detailed level, then it won't get executed either. But then even if I've stated these things here, then we need to know the priority in which they need to be stated so we can use this tool here. Once we've prioritized them properly, then we state them here and then we break it down into 30-minute increments of exactly what we're going to do the day before we do it. So that when we wake up the next day, we just follow this strict protocol to get it done. Once it's done, we tick it off, we plan tomorrow today. And we just work like this, minute by minute, day by day, week by week, month by month, quarter by quarter, year by year, until this is done. That's how it's done. And so the 4 tools were your vision, mission, and principles. Then the War Map calendar, then the RISE project scoring tool, and then the health tracking sheet. Now all of these are available for download beneath this video in the resources section. They're completely free, no charge. Don't even have to give me your email address for them. You can just have them. But having them isn't enough, you have to use them. And using them once isn't enough, you have to use them every single day. And what you want to ask yourself is, if not now, when? And if not you, who? Time is ticking. Define what you really want in life and then get it. And come hell or high water, it must be done. Once you have set the intention, you cannot deviate, you cannot waver, not even for a second. You have to get it done. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, click that like button. Subscribe if you want more videos like this. Just hit that subscribe button. And then let me know what you thought in the comments section below. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.